Hello everyone, Kevin Fay here, Adult Services Librarian with the Casa Grande Public Library, bringing back to you an iPhone tip of the week. And this week and the next 2 weeks, I'll be discussing the camera app. And then the following 3 weeks, I'm going to discuss the Photos app. So lots to do with the camera and the photos. It's a big new thing especially with the newer iPhones. So let's go ahead and get into it. This week, I'm going to show you the different modes of the camera app. So to get to your camera, you can tap on the camera app, or if you bring down your control panel, there is a camera icon in the bottom right corner, and if you tap on that, that'll bring you to the camera app. Another thing you can do is in the lock screen, when you're in the lock screen, if you swipe from the right, it will bring up your camera. So that's a quick way to bring it up and not have to open up your device. So anyway, let's get into the camera app. I'm going to tap on the camera app here, and this is going to bring up the camera app. Now, the camera app is what you see on the screen might be different. I have the newest phone, and also so there might be some functionality that you may or may not have. And what I'm going to discuss in this week is the different modes that you can be in. And those different modes show up on the very bottom. Right now, I'm in the photo mode, and it's highlighted in yellow. And you can go between different modes. And I'll detail some of those different modes. I'm not going to detail photo because that's what I'm going to do next week. And I'm not going to detail video because that's what I'll be doing the following week. But I'll detail the other modes. So you have photo there. If you swipe from right, you get the video mode. And then you get slow-mo. And what slow-mo is if I press on the red button, or if I press on any of the two side buttons to the left, it will begin recording a video, but it will record it in slow motion. So something that's active and you want to see it in slow motion is always good to take a photo of, or a slow-mo video of. Time-lapse. Time-lapse takes a photograph and you start it, and then whatever comes on the screen during the time that you start and then you stop, it puts it on that photograph. So a popular thing to do with time-lapse is to take the night sky, and then you see those night skies making kind of a circle around the North Star of lines. Another popular thing to do is to take a time lapse of like a highway or a street, and then you see those the lights and the headlights of cars as if they're lines, and a whole bunch of them, and it kind of makes for a cool effect. Portrait, and this is kind of a newer feature, so you may or may not have this. What it will do is it will look for like a portrait for somebody, and you have different modes for it. So I'm going to bring up my the reverse or the front-facing camera or the back-facing camera, and you do that by tapping on the arrows that are going around in a circle in the bottom right corner. So I'm going to tap on that, and it brings up my face. So this is the natural light, and if I swipe on those little circle things, and I swipe it over, it'll bring up studio light. Now notice the difference in my face. I'm less wrinkled. Natural light, studio light. So it kind of smooth over some of the wrinkles. And contour light gives me more shade. It makes it a little bit more three-dimensional. And then stage light mono, and high key light mono. And what you can do with these stage light is to use your own background. I can put my own background if I wanted to in the background there. So that's kind of cool. But if you're taking a portrait, you can go between natural light and you want that same background, or studio light, or contour light. Let's go back to the regular front facing by tapping on again the little two arrows and going around in a circle. Pano allows you to take kind of a wide shot of something. So if I wanted to take a shot of my whole office here, I could pano it around like this. I would tap on this and it would start the pano, and then hit that. So, and you can panel as much as you want. Now, my advice for pano is that you do panel for objects that don't have straight lines, and that you don't do it too much. The key to making a good pano shot is to not make it so wide, because it does look distorted the wider you make it. So that's my advice for pano. And that does it for the first iPhoto tip of the week. Next week, I'll be going into more detail about the photo side of this mode, or the photo stuff, how you zoom and how you can put on certain settings. Hope you enjoyed this tip of the week, and I hope to see you next week.